Hey guys, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whatever you, wherever you are, guys. So the story today is about another synchronicity and about the power of imagination. So how the imagination and then obviously action can create, can put into reality what have been envisioned. So this one is about always about a cafe, like in the last video, but this happened in New Zealand. So when I lived in Australia and I was about to leave and move to Auckland, I done some researches to find out which one was the best area where to start my new adventure. And among the many, I found that the one that would probably would suit me would be K Road or Karangaping Road. It's like a Maori name. So it was the most like the hippiest, the alternative suburb, and it was the gay area of Auckland. And I want to be in this part of the city because that's where I found I was more comfortable because I wanted to be somewhere that was open-minded, liberal, hippie, alternative, and um, that's where I wanted to go and live, and to find a job. So I I knew that I wanted to go to live there, and I knew that I would start to find a job and start to find a flat there. And I didn't have any specific requirement about the job. All I wanted was that to be Monday to Friday because I was younger. I wanted to do clubbing on weekends. I was a bit in a crazy stage of my life. So this happened. It was 6 or 7 months before I actually left Australia. So I applied for my working holiday visa to New Zealand, and I did think some time. But I knew that I would go there, and but I wasn't obsessed. I only knew that I would go there, and I wanted to live and work there. So 7 months passed by. Uh, I left Australia and I moved to Japan with my ex-girlfriend, the famous Kaori. And 3 months later, I moved to New Zealand. So there were like 10 months, probably more, 11 months. So I arrived in New Zealand actually because I let past like 11 months. Actually, the immigration at the time gave me a really hard time to get me in, really hard time. But eventually, they let me in. So for a few weeks, I just took it easy, chilling out, relax, meeting people, and Kaori was still behind, and so she was back actually in Australia to finish her working holiday visa because her working holiday visa was lasting a bit, like it lasted a bit longer than mine, and in the meantime she came in for 2 weeks. So we traveled around around the North Island, and completely forgot about what I actually imagined and what I actually wanted before moving to New Zealand, so 11 months earlier. So after Kaori left, I needed to start to find a job. So I started as I usually do, leaving CV, cafe by cafe, and and just waiting for someone to eventually call me for work. So I think for a week, 2 weeks, I keep leaving CV, my CV, and finally I got a call, and it was for this coffee shop called Foodini's. So I went for the job interview. I got the job. Everybody happy. 2 days later, it just hit me out of blue. This, I would say, understanding, this realizations, like, fuck. I got a job in K Road. The job is actually Monday to Friday. So exactly what I wanted like 11 months earlier. But I did not live in K Road. I lived in a hostel that was at the beginning of Queen Street. So you're at the beginning of Queen Street, literally is where the ferry station is, and then you go up for I think probably 2 kilometers, and then that's K Road. So my brother arrived 4 months later, 5 months later. He left Italy to move to New Zealand. So we needed I needed to find a flat. Because he would bring my mom with him as well. And obviously, I searched, meet people, nothing happened until I actually found the flat. And the flat was, it wasn't on K Road, it was on Queen Street, but literally at the corner between Queen Street and K Road. So basically, 10 months later, 11 months, no, like more than 1 year later, I did get a job on K Road, Monday to Friday, and I ended up living literally on K Road because it was just across the road and on the right. So this is the power of imagination. So it's fascinating because I do believe that it can actually, see, I always try only about the kind of job I want. Really, rarely I actually image how would be the work environment, working life. I did barely do it. And I feel that actually it did happen, like to actually meet the people that I wanted, the kind of working life that I wanted. But what I notice is that, it seems like to me that it's out of our control what life will unfold afterwards. Because I feel like we have a control of what we can attract in our life as experiences. I feel we do have the power to create what we want and achieve what we want, but we don't have control of how life after you get what you want will unfold. So we don't know the people you're dealing with, what experience they're gonna go through. So from maybe being easygoing and chill, they might become just bastards because they're going through a hard time. We don't know what's going on maybe in the external environment, because I don't know, maybe they close the street, they close the building. So we don't know that. So I don't think we do have control on that. I think that's going to be on our control. And recently I found an interesting answer that it did make sense, it did resonate within myself, and it did make sense. And it was something that I wrote on my blog, and then I shared in on Reddit. That is another platform where you can ask questions, write your own things, people can comment. So it's like an online community. So I wrote about something was if we are in control of our lives, and someone replied saying that our lives it's like a road. So you can drive the car, so you can go faster, slower, you can turn left, you can turn right, but the road is already predetermined. So you have the road, you can't change the road, you can't change the curves, you cannot change the size. The road is there. All you can change it's how you control your car. So if there's a car accident, you can choose to go through it and crash, or you can choose to slow down, turn right, avoid it. If there is a curve, you can choose to keep going straight and then go crash, just go out of the road, or you can choose to curve. So it did really resonate. So like we have a control of certain circumstances, but we are not in control of everything. So that's why maybe it's true that we are just co-creator. And I mean, it makes in a certain way, it makes sense even what Buddhist says. Like the only things you can control it's your emotions. That is basically like driving a car. So if there is a challenge, you can't pass through the challenge without the consequences. You can adjust your emotion to how you respond the challenge. Same as the car, you can control the car to how you respond to the obstacles that is in front of you. So maybe the car crash or a car that stopped. So this is very complicated subject. So obviously the only things I know is what I did experience. Like things that I did imagine and I envision or dream, and eventually they happen. So I hope you enjoy the story, and I hope it does resonate within yourself. And have a safe life journey, and a nice day, or a nice night, or a good morning. See you next time.